All right, this is your boy, the man NJ to the city. Let's get back into it, shall we? Because the shirt that I'm wearing right now is a custom designed, my merch. It says that I am here to celebrate Christ in His church. I'm here to represent Christ in His church, and I'm here to build up Christ in His church. This will definitely be available eventually. Um, I think because I also got another one that says about United in Christ. So I'm trying to figure out which ones should I salvage versus which ones should I salvage versus which ones should I sell versus which ones should I just should I honorary give out, because I was thinking last night this right here looks for a great, I think, honorary one to give out to youth leaders in the community. Um, when I say youth leaders, I don't mean like people who are already youth pastors. I mean like the youth kids already in their youth groups. Like me anointing them as you are a youth faith leader in the community, and so on. Because I mean it when I say the future of the church, the long term future of the church depends on the youth that are in the church, and so on. Not the elders and so on and so on. No, it depends on the way that the youth decide to drive the ship and row the boat. That's what it depends on. And I want to honor as many youth leaders as I possibly can, within the youth groups. I don't mean the instructors. I mean the kids within the youth groups. I want to honor them as much and as many of them throughout the community uh, as I possibly can, because I really mean it. We are here to celebrate Christ in His church, no matter what church you belong to. We are here to celebrate. We're here to represent and build it up. Because especially as I said in church last week, I'm telling you, like the the like we don't know what's coming next, and COVID was a warning shot, I think, from God. Even though the dang thing was the damn virus itself was practically man made, but you get the point. Like the explosion of it throughout the world was like it was at least in my opinion, it was a warning shot from God of like, this world is temporary. Y'all still gonna keep living like it's eternal? It's not. And I'm telling you, I don't know what's coming next. Only God does. But in order to come to grips with what's coming next, we need to get everybody prepared. And the best way, the core way of doing that, is getting everybody back in the church. And I'm being as honest as I can. I think the church needs stronger leaders, and the youth are the future of that movement when it comes to us getting stronger leaders. And I'm being as honest about that as I possibly can. That's my calling. That's what I believe in. I think it makes a lot of sense when you really hone in on it. Because the reason why I think we have right now a little falling away in the church community is because we have either such weak leaders, spineless leaders, and or just my opinion, you could even say lukewarm leaders, and so on, and to even put lukewarm more into a sense of like we have leaders who are claiming, you know, who have all this history. God bless. No, you can't judge them all the same. You can never judge them all the same. Lily writing a song. Tell right now, tell you can't judge them you can't judge them all the same. But you have a lot of people, a lot of leaders in the church community that they've been there for a long time, and their lineage isn't really good. Like on the surface, lineage is always good. In this sense, in most senses, is always good. In this sense, it's not good. Like they're lately they've had scandals, they've had cover ups, they've like when you look at all these church breakouts every freaking year, or all the time, you're like, I'm telling you, that makes people lose their faith and their trust in God and in the church community. Because you're asking yourself, what's the point? What's the point in believing? What's the point in going to church? What's the point in being a disciple? Why not just live for now, live for my own flesh, live for my own happiness, etc., etc. You know, and the great falling away right now in the church community has to do with us not having strong moral leaders, if not just strong leaders in general, when it comes to character, responsibility, knowing how to appropriately, approach the media, how to talk to congregants, how to go out there in the community and get new congregants, building that relationship, building that core relationship back up with community, and then vice versa when you're in front of press, knowing the right things to say, etc., etc., that I can. It's almost like running a business to an extent, minus the money part, and so on. But just knowing how to be spokesmen for not just the church, but the whole body of Christ, let alone God first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Being the best, most constructive that we can on all those notes, with showing people as many ins and outs of our operations as we possibly can. And I'm just being real, it starts with the, because it really is like, the future, what I'm saying, starts with the youth. That's what it starts with. It starts with the youth. Because what we have currently now is all the people that have already been there for however many years, and scandals and etc. keep coming out, corruption, abuse, yada, yada, yada. So in order to replenish and rebrand and regrow these roots in the community, we have to get stronger leaders, which will bring everybody back in the church. Right now we have a little bit of falling away where church attendance has declined dramatically, or just declined in general. That could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing. In this case, this is an absolute bad thing. It's a tremendously bad thing. That means people are losing their faith, and people are falling away, and that means when they die, they're not going to the right place, and so on. And I mean, hopefully they still do, but on the surface right now, they're not. And God is my judge and witness when it comes to the aftermath of it all. But again, part of the core, what I'm making here is that something in my soul just says that in order to get everybody back in the church, so we can start preparing for what's coming next as we're raising our big, beautiful, fruitful families, we need to have stronger leadership. With stronger church leadership, we're going to get everybody back in the church. With stronger church leadership, we're gonna get everybody back in the church. That's what we have to do. We must do, in order to get it in order to prepare for what's coming next. The falling away of the church is the falling away of a civil society. I mean it to the core. I will die on this note. I will die on this slogan. The falling away of the church is the falling away of a civil society, because how do we govern what's right from what's wrong then? And so on. How do we govern it? And the world is already as lost, sick, satanic, wicked, fallen, broken as it is today, because we don't know how to govern it. Or we do, but we're just choosing to do the wrong thing. Similar to the analogy that I've made 1,000 times. It's like the right answers are in front of you, but you're choosing the wrong answers because you want to hold on to power. And so on. And that's what we're seeing in just society in general, not just the church community. People who just want to hold on to power, so they're willingly choosing the wrong answers that put the church in a really bad situation, as a result. And like I say, it's really not clean. It's really not good. It's really not wholesome. It's not the future of what we need. And I'm telling you, we need more accountability, not just in the church, but in civil society in general. Because I'm being real. The analogy that I compared it to, and I will continue to compare it to this to the day I'm dead. The analogy that I compared it to, and so on, is I don't want to wake up in a real life Purge movie one day and wonder, how did we get here? Oh wait, because we sold out a civil society for more money. And I'm telling you, if you want to live in a real life dystopian movie, keep doing that. Keep selling out a civil society for more money. I'm telling you, for the love of money, quote, for the love of money is the root to all evil. And we've seen it already manifest in several, sides of our society. But again, to try to clean some of that up, if not a lot of that up, and get back to basic fundamental grassroots ministry, theology, etc., which all starts through the organic rebrand, rebuild of the church, is what we're going to have to do. Because I'm being as honest as I can. With the fall of church is the fall of a civil society. And I'm telling you, right now, we haven't even seen the worst of it. And I never want to see the worst of it. Because that's how the end days are truly upon us. So let's get back together. Let's get back to church. And let's prolong this as long as we can when it comes to, our abundance on this earth towards the next life in eternal paradise. Your boy, man, NJ to the city out. God bless.